Hello guys, very warm welcome this evening for our flight. Today we're going to be using the Ryanair Boeing house colours for our flight from Charles de Gaulle Airport down into Salzburg in Austria. Flight time's around an hour and 40 minutes. Weather's broken. We'll get it up on the ASUS once we get up in the air. We're going to be departing from runway 27 left, so we'll taxi down off Tango Alpha 2, then we'll hit Romeo, we'll turn left on Echo 5, follow round Echo, and then turn right onto 27 left. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave your comments down below. As now you can see the fuel truck's leaving, and we'll get the catering down and out. So let's get into the cockpit and start the aircraft up. We're also using the Enviroment HD. It's finally been put in, so let me know what you think of that. And now let's go in and start the aircraft up. Okay, so now we're in the Boeing 737-800 cockpit. Go ahead and start the battery up. So battery's on and guarded, standby power's on and guarded, and ground power is on. We turn our DCs to ground power and BAT. We can then go ahead and turn the navs for the IRS. We'll then check our window heat. We'll turn them on with our probe heat. We can arm the emergency lights, put our seatbelts on, IFE bus pass and cab utils on as well. So let's go ahead and get the APU started. Okay, so whilst we wait for that, we can turn our electric hydraulics on, turn our trim air on, put our packs on as well. And today we are going to be going for a cruising altitude of approximately 370. So should be a nice nice high one, 370. Landing elevation down in Salzburg is 1411. So we'll put 1400. There we go. Okay, so now that's all done, let's go into the FMC. We can go ahead and get our ATIS for Charles de Gaulle. So Lima Foxtrot Papa Golf. Send that off. Then we'll go back into our route. Let's get our position as well set as well. So Lima Foxtrot Papa Golf. And we'll put that into here. The iris is ready, that will come to life. So we're going from Charles de Gaulle and we're going down into Salzburg. We can put our flight number to 122. Now we can go into our departure. So for our departure we're going for runway 27 left. And we are taking the Bulba 2 Delta that I have on my chart. Just to double check. Yep, the Bulba 2 Delta. And then from there we're going to take the Uniform Golf 42. Which will take us to Laval. Uniform Mike 164. So the Uniform Mike 164. After that, we're then going to head down to the Uniform Lima 607 from Tolba. So the 607. Then we've got the November 871, which is going to take us to Badvi. Then we've got the Lima 725, which is going to take us to Unken, and that will be the start of our arrival. So we're going to our arrival now. Can get our Unken 1 Romeo, and for runway ILS 15. And we will be transitioning at the Salzburg VOR. so that's fine as well. So we'll go ahead and activate that. Okay, so we're going to our perf now. We'll set this all up. We've got a cost of 1, and our cost index today is 11. And for 3. Okay, N1, for full N1, so we're on the heavy side today. Take a flaps 5, so we've got 145, 146 and 154 for V2. So we'll put the V2 in the bug. Say 154, there we're going for flight level 330. There we go. So if we go back, we can now change this to 330. We can now go to the APU gen. Can call the tug to come. And we can start putting our pumps on. We can put the anti-collision on. Put our strobes on as well. As you can hear now, the door is shut as we're all getting ready to go. So now let's wait for the tug. As here he comes. So we turn our APU bleed on, turn our packs off. Ding the cabin, let them know we're going. Turn our yaw damper on as well, and we're all set. Turn our RTO for our auto brake. We're going to our ASUS now. Get up the ASUS for Charles de Gaulle, 220 at 17 and broken at 1500. 1018, 220 at 17. So we'll go back to here. 220 at 17. Okay, so now we can go ahead and start the engines up as we are pushing back now from the gate. So we'll go with engine number 2 now, so we'll turn that on. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start engine number 2 as soon as the engine comes over. There we go. So let's go ahead and do engine number 1. Number 1 has just come on now, so we'll go over to the gen for the engines. We'll go to gen 1, we'll turn our packs back on, we'll turn the isolation valve to auto, the APU bleed can go off, the APU can go off, we'll turn our logo on, turn our taxi lights on, and now the aircraft is all set up and configured to go. So we'll put the parking brake on. Set our QNH, which is 1018. It's all set. And then as you can see, we're going to come out the gate there. Okay, so let's drop our flaps 5. Okay, and before I forget, let's go in and check out the winglets. See if I can get my winglets back on. They're in here somewhere. Visual effects. No. Display. Okay, let's see. Okay, so the aircraft's now all ready to go. We've got our auto brake, which is set. One thing also want to do is I just want to turn on our panel lights for the radios, which is all set. So now let's taxi out onto Romeo and get out of here. So release parking brake, and start to spool up. Open up the centre fuel pumps. So we're going to taxi on to Romeo, then Echo, and then after Echo we'll then turn right onto Quebec. So here's Romeo right now. So we'll turn left here. Okay, so now we're going to follow it down. Nice early morning departure of Charles de Gaulle. Down Echo 5, and then we'll turn left onto Quebec. Well, we'll turn right onto Quebec after we've gone back onto Echo. Okay, so now we're on Echo. What we're going to do is, in just a little further up, we're going to turn right onto Quebec. So here's our Quebec turn-in now. So we'll turn right now. That should lead us right round the back end of 27 left. Okay, so now we'll just taxi down to the end. Okay, so we're going to turn right here. Okay, just making our way up now. Okay, so what we can do is we can turn our strobes on, our wing and wheel well can go on, our runway turn-offs can also go on with our landing lights. We can turn our taxis off and tell the cabin that we're going.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Thank you very much. So we're just taxiing now. The start 27 left. Okay. So we'll just line up. There we go. Okay, so we've got our runways and everything. VNav. Once we start the flight directors. There we go. So activate the LNAV and the VNav. We'll start the clock and now we can go. So 40%. And toga. Okay, we've got a little bit of wind. Airspeed alive.
80 knots.
Check.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Go up. Check. So now let's follow the flight director. As we now wait to intercept the R22.
1000.
Then follow on to the SID. So we go flaps 2, then flaps 1. Okay. Just getting ready to make that right turn now. Flaps up. Okay, just flying the aircraft manually out of Charles de Gaulle now. So we'll just keep on track with the flight director. To make minor little adjustments. There we go, so approaching now 250. And just raising through the clouds now. And as you can see, that was the real-time weather. It's just loaded itself. Some new rocky, choppy weather. Okay, so what we can do now is we can turn the QNHs on to standard. There we go. So we're going to be making that right turn in just a second. Then get back on course and follow the SID out. A little bit of turbulence so far. We can turn our auto brakes to off now, and we can start to get our after takeoff checklist. Okay, let's make that right turn. So our after takeoff checklist is, okay, let's just hold for the 250. After takeoff checklist is throttles M1, the cool parking brake is released. We've got our throttle toga was activated, V1, V2 is done, altitude above 400, autopilot is not on yet as we are still manually flying. Flaps are retracted, auto brakes off, check, engine switches are auto, which is check, and above 10,000 feet now. What we can do is turn the landing lights off and our runway turn-offs.
Ladies and gentlemen, please continue to observe the fasten seatbelt sign until the captain has switched it off. We do recommend for your comfort and safety that you keep your seatbelt securely fastened throughout your flight. There is a call bell, reading light and fresh air vent in the panel just above your head, and we'd like to remind you that this is a strictly non-smoking flight and all toilets are fitted with smoke detectors. We invite you to sit back, relax and enjoy your flight with us.
Okay, so we've just come back round for the LNAV to get back on track. Okay, I'm going to let the flight director just do its thing for a second. Trim down just a little. And now we'll come back to intercept for the LNAV. Okay, and there we are now at our speed. And we'll just make that slight correction. So 290 will now activate the autopilot, and now the aircraft has total control of the aircraft. So that was our departure, guys, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Get ready for our takeoff cinematics, and I'll see you all when it's time for our top of descent. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in a minute.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Tonight
Hi guys, welcome back to the flight deck. Now as you can see, we are just getting ready to make our left turn towards our top of descent, as we are not too far away from Salzburg now. The way our routing is going to take us today, as I will just show you guys now. We'll set it up in the FMC as I went through the steps. Whoops. So basically here we are getting ready for our left turn at Exhibix, and then we're going to follow it down through Sugib and Kugol and then down into Riblu. Once we get to Toulsley, we'll then be making our way towards the Salzburg VOR, and we'll be deselling at Unken for 7,000 above, and then we'll get to Salzburg where we'll make that right turn and then come straight down into the runway. We'll come down on the Cat 1, so it should be very nice. As you can see, we've got some lovely clouds with the mountains. Okay, so we're now making our way towards Sugib. And what I'm also going to do now is I'm going to tune the Salzburg VOR, and then we can switch over for the ILS just before we make that right turn. So, if I get by chance, the Salzburg VOR is 11380. So put 11380 and we can activate that. So there's the DME for Salzburg, 93 miles away. So as we go back onto the LNAV, we can then set our course for Salzburg and reset the MCP. Set it down to 4,000. Okay. So now we've started our top of descent. We'll open up the speed brakes to allow the aircraft to come down. Okay, what we can also do is we can start to get the aircraft configured for our arrival. Okay, 22. So we'll be on the track for Salzburg. We can also go ahead and check the ATIS for the airport. So we've got Lima Oscar Whiskey Sierra. Send that off, wait for it to come back, and whilst we do, we can set the minimums up for the arrival. So the minimums is going to be 1611. Has got an air elevation of 1411. Okay, 1411. We're meant to go to 1611, sorry. Okay, so there's 1611. And 1611, which is set. we'll go in and have a look at the ATIS now. I already know the weather, so it's 140 at 8 knots. The cloud layers are quite low, SCAD at 2000. So LQNH is 1020, so we can put that in. And 1020. And 1020, which is also set. Also going to do is put the VOR on this one as well. Coming down on our approach, you can set our approach flaps up. So we've got a 146 and we'll bug that for a 151 on the speed. Got 109, I'm down through 23,000 now. We can do our auto brake to number 2 and we can do our descent checklist now. Ready for when we come into Salzburg. So descent checklist, engine start switches can go to continuous, which is checked. Keep the wheel well for now. After that we've got landing lights 10,000 on. We'll do that under 10,000 and that's our descent procedure complete. Landing procedure, altimeters are set, they're armed. Altitude for the approach 4,000, which is set. The ILS course frequency isn't set yet, but we'll put that over to a 158. Taxi lights auto, so we can do that bit when we just get closer to the airport and we come under the clouds. So we're going to get ready to turn towards the Salzburg VOR, and we've got the ILS frequencies all set, ready to be activated. So if we have a look on our speed, 240 now. So what I'm going to do is put our target speed to 240, and just to double check, yeah, we can definitely do that. Okay, start slowing the aircraft down a bit. Once it gets back onto the profile, it will start to lift up now. See, as we go back to 2,000 feet descending, and now we're slowly coming down through 165 for our 240. We'll make that left turn after Unken, as then we turn on to 044. And the 044 course, and we can put our current heading, which is 075. Slowly descend into our 240 speed, and then when we get to Whiskey Sierra, then we'll slow to 225. By the time we get to Salzburg, we'll enter at 196, and as we leave it, we'll be at 183. So it looks like a lovely day, a lovely morning arrival into Salzburg. Hopefully we'll catch a view of some mountains as we come in. So just slowly get into 240. So we just start to peek through the clouds. Okay, so just peeking through. We're now at 240 speed, ready to make that left turn towards Salzburg. Once we get to Salzburg, then we'll start to drop our flaps and slow the aircraft down. Got our barrows set. Got our QNH set for the airport. And we're all ready to come in. So let's zoom into our display as we're now intercept to go straight to Salzburg. So just going under 10,000 now. Once we go under, then we'll turn on our landing lights and then carry on with our descent checklist. So we can start slowing down now to 225. And once we make that left turn now towards Salzburg, we can then program the aircraft up to come down for the ILS, for the Cat 1. Do that. 10, oops, let's change that. We go 10990. Okay, and one on this side as well, which is 10990. We'll activate that. We've got a 153 course. Okay. 153. And now approaching the Salzburg VOR. Coming down under 9,000 now, so we can turn our landing lights on, our runway turn-offs, our taxis, and our wheel well ready to go. Tell the cabin that we are now coming down. Okay, so go down to our flaps up. Just getting ready to go inside the clouds now, and the localizer is now coming into view. So if you look here, we come down, make a right turn, and then we'll intercept from Salzburg to come in for the ILS. So let's go to our 195 and we'll go with a flaps 1. So now we've hit Salzburg. Needs to be at 183 and then a 166 by the time we turn on for the ILS. So come down to our flaps 10. We'll we can also do is we can arm the VOR lock.
Thousand to go.
So there's the glide slope as well. So we'll wait for the localizer to come in and the aircraft will level off, and then we'll activate the approach after the VOR lock is established. So right now I'm
2500.
going to go to 166. As soon as that localizer comes in. Okay, so there's a glide slope. Starting to come down. There's the localizer. So we'll now arm the approach. And we'll come down to our 166. Go gear down. Okay, so the glide slope and the localizer has been captured. There we go, so the aircraft's coming round now. And now we can go to our 151 and we'll go flaps 30. One thing we do need to do quickly is I just saw something. Let's have a look. 1020. Yep, that's fine. Okay, so speed brakes are armed. We are established on the glide slope, and our speed is stable. So now we'll run our landing checklist quickly. We've got our altimeters which are set. Our altitude approach course is set. Our ILS course frequency set, our VCARD approach speed rev is set, and our minimums is also set. Now we'll get ready to go through into the channel. There we go. Okay, so now we've got our speed brakes which are armed. We've got auto brake as required, number 2. Our landing gear is down and our taxi lights are on. So that is the approach checklist complete. Gear down, 3 green, and we're ready to go. So we are going to disconnect as we come down further. We would have
1,000 feet, stabilized.
with a category 3 would have put the radio altimeter Okay, there comes the ground in sight. Okay, airport in sight.
400.
Here we go.
Approaching 200. Minimum 100.
Continue.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
There we go. Okay, so speed brakes are on. Trying to do that on the throttle rudders. That's one hell of a pull when you're trying to press the reversers. You're trying to swing for the crab all on one with the throttles, and he's all crazy. Can have the Ryanair, that's fine.
Thank you for flying Ryanair. Last year, over 90% of our flights arrived on time.
So put the speed brake in.
We hope you enjoyed yours, and we look forward to welcoming you on board again soon. Ryanair. Low fares, made simple.
Okay, so let's start retracting the flaps. And now let's have a look at the landing cinematics, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to like and subscribe. So now let's have a look at the landing cinematics, and I'll see you all in a minute.
But you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love, you say you want.
Hi guys, hope you enjoyed the landing cinematics. It was a nice approach in. A little windy, but it was okay. So we're going to exit off now onto Echo, and then we're going to turn right onto Lima. Okay. Okay, so what we can do now is we can quickly turn our strobes on, turn our landing lights off, our runway turn-offs off, and now we'll turn right onto Lima. And then we'll make our way up to Terminal 1. Turn our auto brake off. Just checked, we can also turn our terrain off as we're not going anywhere now. Okay, so here's our entrance into the terminal. And we'll just find a place to park. So it was a good flight today, guys. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share the hell out of it. As we're now near our gate. And there we are, guys, down in Salzburg in the lovely Ryanair with the Boeing livery. Let me know what you thought of the landing, and don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments down below. And with that all said and done, I'll see you all very soon for our next flight. So take care for now, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.